someone does research or someone's curious, sending a message. This is coming in quickly. I'm doing a part 2 to the Plant Oracle because earlier in the day, I forgot a very important part, which is a continuation of our last Plant Oracle. And it has to do with the masculine and feminine heart. So the masculine apparently is juggling, whether it's emotions, waves, pentacles. There's been some type of wounding, almost like a drowning, that has allowed for a deepening, an awakening, or a deeper perspective. The masculine and the feminine are in the shadows. The masculine is in a transition, and related to the past Plant Oracle, there is a rebirth. There's bat energy again. And I know it came up in the last Plant Oracle, and I just missed it. I apologize. About harnessing power almost. We talked about whether it was harnessing two energies coming together, almost harvesting essentially garlic to push out vampiric siphoning energies, possibly out of their lives. And the masculine may have three energies. So like the last Plant Oracle, they may have had a rebirth, or they may have built something upon the masculine's back. And this is masculine within and without. So tell me a little bit more about that. This masculine may have felt drowned in the deep as a result of this. It's like their hard work, something done at night. You know, I only come out at night. This is the vampire song. This may have been a partner. I don't remember what I asked because I got pulled by that song, so I forgot. I should have known when you only come out at night. So this may have been a partner. This may have been a partner that only presented at nighttime. Yeah, it may have really felt like a wish fulfillment. But there were, whether it's siphoning, vampiric, maybe they were watching. There's a message about someone watching, you know, watching at night. Watchers may have felt like a wish fulfillment, but it may have been, you know, slowly draining your energy, your life force. It's showing me your creativity, your sacral energy. I think the womb, the mother energy, 303, mirroring energy. When you see someone, it's like looking in a mirror. I'm hearing only come out at night. Man, that song played a few days ago. So I had mentioned in subscribers on another channel, because I am almost to that point on YouTube here. Please subscribe if you haven't. Even you can subscribe in private. I don't have to know that you're actually following me. It's something that you can go into your settings and no one will actually know you're following. So I would appreciate it if you're watching. It feels like a reciprocity of energy. But I talked about Twilight a little bit, and they're showing, yeah, this idea. And okay, this is what was coming up last night, was the idea of the imprinting, right? In relation to Jacob, or the werewolf, imprinting on the creation of a child of, I forget her name. What's her name? The girl, you know, there's Edward, Bella, on Bella. So whatever this is, like, the masculine was blinded by this energy. Like, really, New Orleans may be significant because that was coming up at some point in my last Plant Oracle, and I can't tell you where. I forget this series again because I read the books. It was something, perhaps something has imprinted on the feminine energy. It could be like a hidden imprint. And all right, let's see. Is there anything else? Let's ask a little bit about the masculine. This is going to just be a reading to dig a little more deeply, because I talked overall arching, because this is there is a deep, and we know, is it Pluto and Saturn is retrograde? I can't quite remember. Look into your favorite astrologers about that, but there's significant shadow work for the masculine and feminine in this reading. So what else can you tell me about the masculine? So there's still this, almost like, whether it's tidying up, this coming up for air after they're trying to find balance after life force being drained. There's a wounding here. There's almost like a drowning. It's related to a partnership. Tell me more. Some type of bond. It's some type of atomic bond is significant here for the masculine. This may have been someone who felt like a guide. Pendulum is significant. The compass here. Go back to the reading. I did a reading today. Something has sparked an interest. Something shifting. The compass. A bond. There's a bond. A guide. Now, whether this is, something permanent, whether this is I don't remember my question, but there's an atomic bond, something significant for the masculine. It feels like something permanent. It could be like permanently etched. So let's clear this energy. I have the energy here for, I'm going to be talking about Libra next, but right now let's finish up the feminine. So the feminine is at the tail end of something that may seem eternal. It seems like both masculine and feminine were entranced by something. Whether there was an imprinting the foundation may have been, whether it was a separation of a mother and father or an enmeshment of a mother and father, that is the foundation. This could be in childhood. This could be something, take it as it resonates, something recent in your life. It's like it had a hold. There's a moving to calmer waters with spirit. With this harnessing of two, there's a coming together of forces. And it's like they harvest an energy together that repels. It's almost like, you talk about atomic, it repels vampiric energy. These seeds that are being implant, interesting, implant, that may be significant. By spirit presents talking about what's being implanted. There's something being highlighted. This is a battle, light, dark. There's something being presented. It's almost like a gift. Is it an implant? I don't know what this is. Wait, can you tell me more about that? Okay, I have to remember my question. You only come out at night. Yeah, something rides in and out. Maybe it comes out at night. It seems really exciting. It's a message. It could be excited. It seems really fiery. Oh, be a fire sign energy. And in the last reading, I believe we talked about setting. I'm hearing standing on the moon, mixture of things, setting a boundary with things that ride in and out of your life. Oh my gosh, give me a second here. All right, let's talk about the feminine. The feminine is clear, setting boundaries, finding balance at a higher spiritual level. been given a lot of downloads, hidden knowledge. And one thing that came up that to tell you about is, see if I can say it right. Alexa will growl at me if I don't. Craig not done. So Outlander, this idea of almost like something something imprinted. So I see it's almost like a stone. So if we talk about the Queen of Swords and her sword, where's Queen of Swords? This one does not have a sword, but she has one hand up. There's bad energy. And something sharpening a sword. I'm seeing a stone that actually sharpens, almost Indian or native tools. Something that sharpens, but has this imprinted. So there's an etching. Claire may be significant. Craig, not done. There's been something buried. And the question here is, when traumatic things present or they have presented in your life, how did you handle that? Did you process it? And this may be something the feminine is doing. So there may have been a traumatic event. Most of us, I can't speak for everybody, will have some type of event in their life. There's some type of traveling back in time, almost like Outlander, related to this imprint. And it may have to do with literally something imprinted, whether it's like werewolf energy or imprints in the energetic field, almost like samskaras, that this revisiting may allow for some clarity. And then back to the masculine for a minute, because I missed these notes. There may be something about echolocation being misunderstood. Something being misunderstood. And we're going to circle back to another layer. It could be a bond with a guide, something being misunderstood, or the masculine energy being misunderstood. This could be in relationship to partnership or something they are misunderstanding. So this is just the beginning, but there was something related to the feminine, something buried, something that it's almost like this is like a time traveler traveling back in time related to something that was buried. And this is almost like etched into a soul. It's etched into, it's like soul level. It could be a tattoo. I don't know if something near the tailbone is significant. Yeah. I need to pull some cards. I can't believe it's already 14 minutes in. Tell me about this. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. There's a bunch of things. Yeah. Seeing beyond the illusions. This may be something that comes up in dreams, right? In dream state. Paying attention to your dream states. I feel like I said that last night. Something is held closely to the chest. It may have spirit points to this, something that has blinded. It pulls the strings. whether it's pulling the purse strings, is some type of imprint that may actually pull on the purse strings, affecting finances. All right. This is like a repeat. This could be something that is adored either by the masculine or feminine. It could be a younger water sign. There's an imprint here related to illusions. And there's a walking away, walking towards purpose. And maybe that helps release some of this. A mother may be significant, a Taurus energy, something nurturing, nourishing. That came up. There's prosperity here. There's a commitment. There's roots. Something rooted. Is deeply rooted. Could be related to, it could be an imprint, a familial mother line. A record is significant, or an opportunity. A younger energy. Learning about imprints, family line. You can explore more into Twilight, that energy of what an imprint of all, I'm hearing all faces, all forces, because it's something that definitely has a grip. It may help you understand the many faces of something. Earlier today, at some point, I was talking about losing face. There was something that had such a grip that it resulted in losing your face. Losing face, is that like losing respect? So whether this is respect within, respect without, but somehow this is affecting your pentacles and creating this like holding behavior. And there may be someone behind it, sort of, marionette, like Pinocchio energy, but being able to see through these illusions. And maybe even just talking about these imprints, they start to release, right? So if there's something where maybe you recently traveled back to the past, or you visited a sacred site, that may be helpful. Something etched. So let's pull some of these for the feminine. A couple of these. What else does the feminine need to know? Related to like shadow work. Show me. Something about your vision. The feminine just needs to rest. This card has been coming up over and over again. Deep rest. I don't know, your think tanks or the flotation tanks are deep rest. Resting at the root. Maybe it's traveling somewhere, going back to the root, so you can see clearly, seeing into the unknown. Wisdom in the unknown, like blindfolded, being able. It's like bear energy. But it's protective, protecting your sleep as well. It could be setting an intention, like a resonant intention before you go to bed. That resonates, that isn't discordant with anything going on with you. All right, I think that's it. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with our next episode. Bye now.